Hi Libra, welcome to your August 2016 love reading. Wait, I gotta see if I I was so busy doing that. I'm trying to see if I picked. Yeah, that's the outcome card, I think. No, that is the outcome is this card. Okay. I'm gonna pick an additional card. Okay. So, the focus of the reading is the World card in terms of August. So, it looks like some kind of culmination, finality happening for some Librans in August. And this can be read or interpreted a number of ways. Obviously, when I am reading, I am thinking more in terms of problematic relationships. So it is possible that some of you will be at the end of a relationship. And that will be kind of your focus in the month of August. Now let me look at the past so I can get a better feel for this. But the World card is a very positive card. It's not a card of something lacking, it's a card of success. A successful completion of a cycle. I just got done with Gemini's reading, and one of the last things I said was that there is a season for everything. Some relationships last 24 years, some last, 2 years. And there's a reason why people get together. So in the recent past, we have the King of Cups and the Hermit card. Now, if I just look at astrological signs, this could be a Virgo and a water sign like a, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces person that somehow figure into these things. But it could be that that you were involved with a water sign person and maybe it didn't work out very well. That's what I'm thinking. Let me just keep going because sometimes it takes a while for me to kind of put two and two together. For what I have in the present is the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Well, that almost makes me think that some of you may have been the one to possibly step out on your partner. I mean, I'm trying to think if that is something that a Libra person would do. It's almost like I get the feeling that some of you were with somebody who was too emotionally demanding, and that caused you to kind of, push away from that person because you resented the encroachment on your freedom, or, you know, maybe that person, you know, made those demands or was manipulative. And you really felt like you didn't have a sense of freedom. And so you kind of have started thinking in a different way. But when I get the Nine of Cups, I do think sometimes of self-indulgence. You know, it's kind of like getting your wish, but it's like the cat that swallowed the canary. You know, that's what this guy's face is saying. And sometimes we get one, you know, side of us is satisfied, but another side is not. So I think, for instance, and I'm not picking on men at all, but I think about the man who has a midlife crisis, and he has a perfectly loyal wife, and maybe they have a perfectly fine relationship, but he has an affair with a 19-year-old because he wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants his family, but he wants that excitement in life. And he may get that, what he asks for, but it may not be all he bargained for, and it also may not be all it's cracked up to be. So you may be thinking about things in a different way, but it may be clouded over with your desires. And I don't know if this is making any sense, but the point that I guess I'm trying to make is that when I see the King of Cups and the Hermit card, I think of something that, you know, having somebody who is emotionally available for you, but you're retreating. You know, somehow it's not enough. Even though this is like the ultimate expression of that type of person who is caring. And maybe some of you, if you are in that kind of a situation where you're with somebody who is really sweet and really nice, but you just still do not feel in alignment with that relationship, don't beat yourself up for it. You should always pay attention to how you feel. And like, for instance, this is like trying to get to the bottom of a situation, okay? And seeing things as they really are. But sometimes seeing things as they really are means realizing that you might need something totally different than you thought you did. Because remember that Libra is a sign that's ruled by Venus. So Librans are by nature born romantics. And because you're this way, you tend to, gravitate towards partnership. You rule the 7th house of partners. But it's not enough to have a romantic partner. There has to be, maybe you don't have that intellectual connection with them. Maybe they send you poetry, but you need somebody who you can really talk to. And you don't feel like there is a mental rapport. And maybe it's just on this energetic level and you can't put your finger on it. But you shouldn't kick yourself and say, oh, but this person is so sweet and they always tell me that they love me and blah, blah, blah. No, just, honor your feelings. But don't go too far and be too, self-indulgent about things either. Okay, so the higher perspective is the Ace of Pentacles. This is, for some people, I mean, this can, in a general reading, this would relate to a new job, starting a new business, something like that. And of course, it could be if you're in an office romance, it could be saying that you need to change jobs, find a new job, because it's not going to, you're going to be constantly, even if you break up with that person, you're going to be constantly exposed to them. Oh, I keep forgetting to say that it could be your boss anytime you see a king. And, I kind of threw it out there on a lark, and I've had people tell me, oh yeah, I'm involved with my boss. I'm like, oh, whoa, that's pretty funny. So yeah, I mean, if it is literally something like that, and it doesn't have to be necessarily your boss, it could be somebody at work who has a position of authority, who has people under them. So I should kind of like clarify it, or maybe they have a position above you. We're talking work now, not your private life. And so it could also mean that, if you look at this card, there is that portal. So maybe something will be coming up. And of course, in the month of August, during the last week, we go into the sign of Virgo, which is an earth sign, represented by the Pentacles. So it could be that that's the period of time that you experience everything shifting for you. What crosses you is the King of Wands. So, I mean, yeah, there's this king energy. Kings also relate to fathers. So if you have a baby daddy, or, somebody that you're involved with has the father of their child that is featured in the mix, this could be an aggressive person, because I'm reading this in the reverse position. This could be somebody that is throwing their weight around and maybe is intimidating. And, I think automatically of an ex, an angry ex, who is kind of trying to strong-arm you into getting back with them, or whatever is going on. Yeah, especially getting back together. But it can point to anybody who has, anger management issues and is not, in control of their anger and is causing problems for you. What's around you is the Six of Pentacles. So there does seem to be, it could be an earth sign individual that is involved too. I mean, that's what I was going to say too. I mean, it could actually be an earth sign. So that would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who is somehow featured in all of this. It could be somebody who's an ally, who's actually helpful for you as you try to navigate whatever situation you're dealing with. For instance, if you are getting a divorce, if you are thinking of ending a long-term relationship, that person can be a very stabilizing influence for you. The advice that you get is the Page of Swords. Now, this could be a situation where, this could relate to a child. And if you are, in a marriage or something, whoa, didn't want to do that. It could be that you have to think of the child, and I don't mean that in terms of staying in that relationship. I mean, if you are separating or getting a divorce, to always do so with, I was going to say something cheesy like a conscious uncoupling. But being, aware of how this is going to impact your child, and not to badmouth the other person, even if they deserve it. I mean, that, really shows a person's class when they refrain from dragging somebody through the mud who has done them wrong, especially to a child. But this is also about being a spy and kind of like finding things out for yourself. If there was some kind of infidelity, because sometimes, when we get this recent past, we get situations of possible another party, maybe a Virgo person involved. It's funny that I get this, we get the Earth and we get that connects to Virgo. I have a few major arcana cards in here, so maybe there will be a lot of movement for you in terms of relationship in August, Libra. But you may have to kind of do some research on your own, possibly online, to get a better grasp of what's happening. The two times when I think that this is important is if you're trying to ascertain information to find out if somebody has been cheating. Like, let's say you do want to get a divorce and you need to have that ammo, so to speak, or proof that it's really happening. It's happening, you can sense it, but you don't have the proof. But it also can be if you're starting a new relationship, if you're starting something new, which aces can indicate, you may still not be sure if this person is on the up and up, so you may have to kind of do a little Facebook stalking or whatever you call it, a little lurking, to see if you can find out some background info. It's amazing what you can find out just by going to different social media sites. And this is a way to get a feel, because you may be thinking that this is too good to be true, and it could be. So, definitely, if you have any kind of suspicions, check them out. The outcome, now I did get the Devil card as the outcome, and I don't like to end with the Devil card because the Devil card is a type of compulsive behavior, which is associated with addictive behavior, right? And so this can indicate you being ensnared by something. Usually, I'm trying to think about in the context of a Libra person. I would say one biggie for Libra with these kinds of situations where you are in a negative relationship but you can't break out is if the person is, I was going to say loaded, if they have a lot of money, because you like your luxuries in life and you tend to gravitate towards beauty. So this means luxurious environment, a luxurious environment, the best clothing, the best everything. And so you might not be above choosing a partner based on their financial ranking. And it might not just be a crass gold digger, but it might be that really played into things, and yet the relationship is degrading on a different level. And that's what the Devil card represents. It's like you're in this golden cage where you have this, I think about these women in Beverly Hills, these trophy wives, and they are, surrounded by wealth and splendor and luxury, and yet they really are leading very shallow lives because they don't have the one thing that they want, which is love. And so they're going out, they're getting all this plastic surgery, they might be taking Vicodin and just going to the country club. It's just vacuous, behaviors and activities, and to really kind of substitute for not having a loving relationship. But, you know, hell, it's not, it doesn't even have to be that you lack a loving relationship. You can have a relationship that's actually very abusive, if only on the emotional level. And you can have a spouse that married you for your looks. You might have married them for their wallet, and they married you for your looks. And if you gain 1 ounce, they're all over you. So it definitely, you know, shows that love is the most important thing, as cliched as that sounds, and that nothing can really substitute for it. And when you are in that position where you feel that you feel like you're trapped, but you can't seem to extricate yourself from it for whatever reason. So I did pick another card that kind of enhances the outcome, and I picked the High Priestess. And really, yeah, connecting with your higher self. It's a spiritual counterpoint to that very worldly influence of the Devil card. By the way, the Devil card is connected to Capricorn. So again, I was getting these pentacles. Perhaps some of you have been with a Capricorn individual, and it hasn't been really smooth sailing, and maybe it's something you want to get out of. Libra and Capricorn are both cardinal signs, so I could see them kind of having some sort of attraction to one another, even though they form a square. I could see some of you being with a Capricorn, but realizing that you're not on the same page, and that, you know, you need something more. And this is the card of something more. Tapping into your higher self. Connecting to that which is not of the material world, that guides you from above, and that helps you to make better decisions. When you're just focused on pragmatic or worldly matters, and you shut out that higher perspective, the result can sometimes be unsatisfying. So in any case, Libra, it looks very eventful, not necessarily clear-cut in terms of what all is happening. I do feel that there's some kind of an ending for you in some way, and that you may be embarking on a new relationship, or at least the start of something. You do have 2 aces in the reading, so that suggests that. But it might not be concrete. It might just be mentally that you feel that you're ready to move on, and you know that you see that you're not in a place that you want to be. But it does seem like it's a work in progress, and I hope that some of these cards within this general reading resonated for you. If you would like a personal reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great August. Bye.